What's up, guys? This is AK Crazy Russian, and this is my son.
Jack, how we doing, everybody?
Cool, man. The main question is how tips important in America?
Yeah, tipping is very important in America, and I would say the tip culture has shifted in America. So I work at Olive Garden, which is a corporate restaurant in America, corporate Italian restaurant, and I'm a server there. So when you get seated at your table, I come up, how are you doing? You need some time to look at the menu, and then I take your order and bring out your food and take care of you for the night. So the expectation is that you, as the person who I have served, you tip me based on my service. So my company only pays me $4 an hour. That's the only money I get from them. So the majority of money that I get from Olive Garden comes from the person that comes in and is my guest. Serving them. So it depends. If you have really good service, are you going to tip above 20%? If you have bad service, are you going to give nothing? And then that person, they're not going to make a lot of money. So it is a struggle because, on one hand, you want to be nice and leave a lot of money, but sometimes you're not going to get a good service and you don't want to pay for bad service. But the big problem is people feel like they need to tip now, even if it's just for mediocre service, even if nothing special, but you feel like you're required to give 20% because that's how the restaurants are making you feel.
All right, thank you. So, usually it's what standard
Standard,
tips?
I'd say a good tip is 20%. Like,
Okay,
that's a good tip.
what's the minimum? Not minimum, but kind of low.
Low, I mean,
10, 15?
10% tips are kind of, yeah, those are not really good. And I I've been at Olive Garden for 4 or 5 months. I might have had one or two tables that left me zero
Zero.
dollars, $0. But I don't think I've ever had a table. If a table spends at least $100, every time I've gotten at least $20, a 20% tip, because that's 5 or 6 people. It's a lot of food, a lot of running, a lot of service. So I think they recognize that we are working pretty hard to make sure that they have a
Oh
good dining experience, of course.
boy, now you're back to
Now I'm
college.
back in school, which is much more fun than Olive Garden. Um, but I'll be back at Olive Garden during the summer.
Okay.
So, but
What about like different job? Just curiosity
it,
about like different job. Like
internships and stuff.
yeah.
I'll probably get an internship next summer.
Okay,
Next
cool.
summer, yeah. But just Olive Garden makes more money and stuff.
No questions about it. Now, you work for in a like cinema in
Yeah, I worked
yeah,
at a movie theater
movie
cinema.
theater. Yeah. Tell about it,
Okay, well,
please.
so our my brother Teddy, he was a server at the movie theater. So basically, you come in to the movie theater, and a movie theater, there's a bunch of stairs, and you go in, you have to go across an aisle to get to your seat. And he would have to do that while the movie's playing and talk to people and bring out their food and stuff. And so I don't know how his tips were. I assume they were pretty good because that's even harder in a dark movie theater carrying a bunch of food. I was a busser at the movie theater.
I
So
see.
the only thing I did was I would run out people's food, but I wouldn't get tips, and then I would have to clean the movie theaters after.
I see. So,
But they don't even really do that anymore because I don't think it's a good business model really. Food dropping in the dark and stuff. So yeah,
that's a little bit crazy. Yeah, then you need to
definitely.
clean the
Yeah, you
whole
gotta
thing.
clean. Yeah, more cleaning that I'd have to do.
Wow. And what's your salary? So it was like 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was right before COVID hit. I mean, I was probably getting like 10, $11 an hour or something.
I see.
Yeah, and then I had like little tip share.
That was your salary and some tips from the crew,
Tiny
tiny.
tips, yeah, that like all collectively we got a percentage from. It's not like I was getting my own tip from a single person.
Ava, would you like to participate real quick, please? Ava,
Ava, she knows tipping too. We all know tipping.
yeah. How are you?
Good.
Have a seat. This is Ava, my daughter, and
Yeah.
she's working at what?
I used to work at Larissa's, so
Okay.
I was serving, so I made $5 an hour plus my tip, so I just relied fully on tips pretty much.
So that's what important question is.
Tips are very
Tips,
important.
very important.
But the thing is now, say you go to a restaurant and you do a delivery order. So you order it to pick up and leave. Sometimes now they'll turn whatever, the iPad or whatever, towards you with a suggested tip amount for you going to pick up your food, you know? It's like, what have you done that warrants a tip? For like, you know,
Just turning that.
just like, yeah, ring,
Say hello
say
and-
hello, like, yeah, you know, like that delivery, that shouldn't be a tip, I feel. But that's the problem. I've gone through a drive-through, like a fast food
I
drive-through,
see.
where the dude turned around and asked me for a tip, and I'm like, if you were in my position, would you really want to pay another $2 for some dude handing you the food out the window? So the tipping culture's gone a little crazy in America, though. That's the bad part.
Okay, but if you like go drive through, right?
Mhm.
Ask the guy like, listen, I'm just parking here. You know, you bring me food, stuff like this. So you might tip him a little bit. No. Okay, Ava,
think
what is your experience there with like, what's the name of it? When you're turning the register.
We don't have that at Larissa's, so
You don't have it. Okay,
no, I don't know.
low tech.
Well, you guys have a.
But you have something.
You have a receipt that they can
Yeah,
add a
you
tip
can like
to.
sign.
Yeah.
So obviously there's still a way you can add a tip.
So
Yeah.
people will come. I order online. Walk to La Rosa. You say hello and ask me for the tip.
Basically, that's what it is.
That's what's
Olive
going on
Garden,
right now.
yeah. And then the people who work that delivery thing, they get mad when they don't get tips. Like they'll get mad. Yeah.
Okay. What about just one more minute? What about like guys driving cars? You know,
tip
with the
them.
pizza. You tip
You
them.
tip them, yeah.
Yeah, like if a
You
people.
Like
tip them 'cause
normal
they're
tips, yeah.
driving to you.
Right. My point is like, do they have like are they using like on car insurance
Yeah, they use their
stuff
own
like
car.
this? Okay, on car. That was the question. Okay, cool. Well, guys, that's very nice.
Tipping's a big problem because I know if
Uh-oh,
I
it's a
see
problem right now.
I'll go on Twitter or something and I'll see some people talking about tipping, and then these Europeans come in are like, tipping is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like restaurants should just pay their employees.
Okay.
They shouldn't make the people coming in pay extra for walking your food out.
Walking your food out. What about you, Ava?
Thoughts?
Thoughts
About
about
what?
like that
Thoughts
tipping?
about
Yeah.
restaurants should just pay their employees.
Well, yeah, but then they'd have to like raise the food prices, so you're gonna be paying
mean,
for more.
Raise the food prices, pay $5. I mean, yeah, raise the food price. I mean, it's the same thing basically. You
Okay.
raise the
You're
food
paying
prices
the same pretty much.
or pay the tip. But honestly, I bet they're saving money for the people if you raise the food prices. Restaurant might lose some money, but I mean, sometimes a big tip's $20. You know, how much are they going to raise the food prices? Only a few dollars here and there. They're not going to make a $20 dish a $30 dish. You know.
Yeah,
So I think
ridiculous. Yeah.
So I mean, maybe the restaurants lose some money, but I think that's just better incentive for the workers, because obviously you could work super hard and get zero. So
Zero,
what's the
yeah.
incentive for working hard
Yeah.
unless you already know you're going to be getting $23 an hour or something, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tipping it's complicated.
It's complicated
It's
now.
complicated.
Okay, cool. Ava, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
Boom.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.